Hey boys and girls, I'm not wearing this. We've got a 15 plus 10. It's time for a longer one. Do you like a longer one, sir? Oh. Yes, been getting a lot of feedback saying we like the live games, we like the longer formats. We have a Vienna now. Vienna Queen C5. The correct move here, the engine move, is of course the wayward queen attack. And I think here I have to play knight f3. The obvious threat is queen takes there. And then if I go here, queen takes bishop is checkmate. Now, if you do this from the other line when the knight, both knights and both bishops are on these four squares here, and you put your queen here, your bishop is on this square here, right? And so there's this check and you move out the way, and this is a very classic trappy line. But I can't do that now. So I need to defend against this. So f3 looks just bad. There's no reason to move the f-pawn. And you need a jolly good reason to move an f-pawn, as we all know. So I think knight here looked fine. Opponent is from Hong Kong, rated 14-15, and C Chess Player 1 is their imaginative name. Okay, now my queen's a little bit kind of stuck over there, and you always got to be careful about these squares and the d-pawn moving with this bishop coming out, so that's just a note to self. There we go. Now, I can go, but this is somewhat of a concession. Now, I still have a dark squared bishop that at some point dreams of slipping its way into there. Now, if I go here, we're just going to have the d-pawn move, and then I'm suddenly going to find myself a bit short of squares. Although, here, then I actually have that. But it is slow. Or, option B, queen g5. If queen takes, knight takes, then what we have to do is just hold those two Polaroids in your mind. I've always got, because it's the Vienna, I've always got knight d5 threatening this, threatening the queen. So I could go here or here. The question is, where is my knight better placed? Let's say I go here, and she does take and I take back. I can always just retreat to f3. Excuse me, got sniffles. Just had my eggs on toast this morning with very, very spicy pickle called sambal naga, made with naga chilies. Yeah, I feel that this is a slight weakness. And this move will come at some point. I am confident of it. First sip of coffee of the day. We had a thunderstorm as well last night, so I didn't sleep all that well. Let me get the excuses in now. Because what's going to happen is, you and I are going to... Hang on. Did I just miss the very obvious queen takes e5 check, forcing an exchange of queens and winning a pawn? That's because I hadn't had my coffee. Bloody hell. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Could have just took the damn pawn. Okay, but this is alright. Well, we're not out of the game, are we? And C Chess Player 1 is taking his time. Alright, now I can take. Can I not? Take there. Queen takes. I get a knight in here. Happy days. Not so, yeah. I'm threatening the bishop. I'm checking the king. I'm threatening the queen, which is defended. So, there you go. Pretty straightforward. Now, we are in a situation where I've got two knights out on the board, which is excellent. I've got bishops still to deploy. I can't play this move yet. I would like to, but I can't. So I'll probably move my bishop out to c4. This knight is a move. His opponent will need to find a way to stop me going to c7. Even if he pushes the pawn, I can still go. And the rook's trapped. So he'll have to play this, which isn't great. Then I might even eliminate and position my pawns on light squares, because he will then have a light square bishop and I will not. He will also have buggered up pawns on that side of the board, as well as on this side of the board. In these ones, he's buggered up himself, hasn't he? You can't push and kick the knight, because I take here and hit the rook. It's nice to see some thinking going on, though. Bishop here. So I'm lining up candidate ideas. Knight here is an idea. Then I can get my bishop out. And I don't mind like a trade of bishops on e3, because it means I get a strong pawn centre, you know. Actually, this pawn would be here, wouldn't it? But then bishop here. And if he trades, I got 3 pawns in the centre to his 1, and I'm just going to use that to punch a hole right through his armour. What time is it in Hong Kong? So it's 10:30 in the morning here. Hong Kong, I'd imagine, is about 8 or 9 hours in front. Not far off Australia, so yeah, could be 7ish in the evening, maybe. Well, he is having a think, isn't he? First reaction is knight takes knight, and we have more buggering of pawns. Gives him more control over the centre. My knight is undefended. So, I mean, what are the options? Move the knight away. Nah. Defend the knight, say with f4, because d4 isn't playable. f4 can be then challenged. No. Simply take the knight out. I'm a pawn up. And here we have 1, 2, 3 pawn islands for black. The reason why this is a problem is not immediate, but later on in the game, when we get to the part of the game called the Endgame, each of these 3 pawn islands is going to have an anchor man at the back, right? Let's say he gets h5 in. h5 can be defended by g6, right? g6 can be defended by f7, but who's got f7? It's like Superman, isn't it? You know, he says to Lois Lane, don't worry, I've got you. She says, you've got me, who's got you? Yeah? Okay, so somebody has got to defend f7, and it ain't a pawn. So that means, logically, it's got to be a piece. Same with this group. This group's even worse. I mean, yes, he could play like this pawn to c5, this pawn here, and then this pawn at the back defending. But then a piece has got to defend that pawn as well as it. And this pawn's all on its own. So that is 1, 2, 3 pawns, all of which have to be defended by pieces. Now I, on the other hand, have 1 pawn island, because I've still got all of my pawns left. Okay? What that means is that I can like just position my king at like a king here, right? And my pawns can all defend like this, for example. You know, they could all be on like these squares, all defended by 1 piece. That leaves my pieces free to run around and harass his pawns. This is the point. Okay, so I'm going to put my bishop here. Probably want a castle, one side or another. d3 will follow. I may play bishop e3 and try and trade off his only active piece. This bishop is shite. Okay, can't come out this way. That's just rubbish, and here it gets eaten. So that is 1 poo bishop. This bishop is his only decent piece, However, this knight could come flying into the game at any point, and this rook may come here at some point too. So I'm thinking also, even b3, bishop b2, the old fianchetto, is not a bad idea, because then I can move knight with discovered attack on the rook on h8. It's a little bit on the slow, ploddy side, but it's a thought. d3 makes some sense, you know, overprotect this pawn. But I'm feeling already quite comfortable. We've only had 9 moves. Well, I've had 9 moves. Still waiting for it. Bloody coffee's going cold. Waiting for you to make your 9th move. C chess player 1. Okay, now, what does this mean? It means the bishop is now defended, whereas it wasn't defended before. It means that Mr. LSB now has a path into the game. He can't come here though, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. That's all right. He could come here. Let's orange that one. He can't go there. And that's quite a good square, right? But if he goes there, I'm going to push f3 and shoo him away. Now, issue is though, I only have, oh no, I've got both bishops left. Forget that. Forget what I was just saying. Let's play d3, as we said, right? Might do this, might trade off bishops, might castle long, you know, and throw my pawns up the board. Relatively straightforward. Now, he's probably going to want to sacrifice this little group here. That's what I'm thinking. Huh. Now, if I take here, he will recapture with the f-pawn. That will give him a group of 4 pawns in the middle. Not bad, okay? Not bad for him. However, if I drop my bishop back to b3, and he takes me, I take with my h-pawn, which opens up my rook, looking at his solo, no, it's not an h-pawn, a-pawn, solo a-pawn. The alternative is this. I may slide my rook into here, my bishop into here, thereby threatening his rook and his pawn, coming with check, and I think of the 3, that looks best. However, if he'll see that and he'll put his rook here. So unopposed, it's a good idea, but he will just put his rook there, and then he's attacking this. His bishop still defends that pawn, and I can't put my bishop there after all. And what has been achieved? Nothing. So let's review again. Option A, take the bishop. His pawn recaptures. Got another pawn off the back rank, but he does have a nice set of 4 in the middle, which means his king's probably going to try and shelter there. Option B is to retreat the bishop here, and if he takes, I take back with Andy. Still maintaining my nice pawn structure. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think that capturing his a-pawn imminently is a thought. I still want to develop my bishop. I still want to get my king castled. So I'm even thinking if we do this maneuver here, and I get the strong pawn center, right? I could still castle short in Vienna Gambit style with an open f-file, and look, I've got a bishop and a rook looking at that pawn. Something may come of this. Let's make a mental note. Proper chess, grown-up chess, what we like. Having said that, I have been having some fun at the old Blitz as well. Do like a bit of the old Blitz. I am inclined to play this move, kind of like it. While nothing else is going on, let's look at what's undefended. Both of those pawns are undefended. That's defended. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Knight is defended. Okay, he's done this. Why? No reason at all. Now, if I take his bishop, oh dear me, tripled isolated pawns. That's worse than double trouble, isn't it? That's triple trouble. And we recapture with the f-pawn. And now we are the proud owner of 2 pawn islands. Okay, there we go. And this is what I'm thinking. If I short castle, we have rook here. Okay. My instinct says short castles works. And the reason is because these ugly pawns here, he's going to want to throw them. This is cannon fodder pawns. Okay. I have a spare e-pawn now, which was an f-pawn. Actually, is this one, right? I have a spare e-pawn. So if he sets foot here, takey, 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 we could take everything off. We could just slaughter everybody. Right, I'm going to castle short. And now we have completed development. You are now in the middle game. Welcome. Now, you see, what I'm not sure about this is, if he goes ahead and takes here and I take, then this pawn is undefended because he now has no dark squared bishop, isn't it? In it. This knight, I'm just now doing I'm doing a survey of my pieces now. My bishop doesn't have a lot to do here. This pawn, you never know. I mean, it's defended only by knight, maybe. I like the fact that I've got my rook on the semi-open file. That's jolly good. My knight doesn't have much to do right now, but that's fine. Important not to panic. Okay, we have castles. We have castles. And suddenly everything has changed and we need to take stock. Now, he doesn't want to take here. So I think we're going to have this bishop standoff. We just accept that. This knight currently is, got its thumb up its bum. It could be improved. It could come around here. Attack this bishop again. That's not a bad idea. Let's pursue that idea. Here. I mean, it's that because his king's just gone this way, right? That means your donkeys don't want to be on the opposite side of the board because they're miles away from the king. They can't attack nothing there. Well, nothing of import. So one thought is definitely start thinking about improving this knight. Another thought is to think about doubling up rooks on the f-file. But I think for now, let's improve the knight. I don't see any problems. Bishop takes, a takes, pawn hangs. He doesn't want to allow me on the 7th rank. Cool, calm and collected. That's what we want. Okay, so my donkey now is making its way to somewhere where it can be more useful. This is all that's happening. We both have light squared bishops. There's nothing wrong with me thinking about starting to push up my pawns in the middle. And the reason is, because on these files, I have got a 4-on-3 advantage. I also have one here. So although I'm only 1 pawn up, I may be able to press this advantage a little bit. I still see no value in this whatsoever. I'm happier for him to have his pawn just outside of the centre, so I maintain this advantage. I don't really see a need to start trading off rooks, although I don't think it leaves me worse. So now for the entire rest of this game, it's going to hinge on this solo hanging pawn, this pawn that he is down. Okay. Now, we have action in the middle of the board. We have pawn to d5, and Hunty is faced with an issue to solve. Right, question number 1. If I let him take me and I recapture, Ah, doubled isolated pawns on the e-file. Not pretty. No, my love, not pretty at all. My instinct is e5. I think if I can get e5, d4, c3, then his only option then is going to be somehow to attack that with this, but then I can recapture with my knight. So I'm just simply going to do that. Not even going to think too hard about that. He's also blocked off this. So d4, and then notice I still have this idea as well. Okay, what is happening here? Right, with this move. This is undefended, undefended, undefended. There's a whole lot of undefended stuff. Now he is attacking my pawn. This is a fact. I could defend it with my rook, I could defend it with my king. That's it. Or I can move it forward. If I move it forward, and he takes, and I take, I'm attacking his knight is to move, and it can't go there. Could still go there and harass my rook. So I'm not fancying that idea very much. Now, let's now look at rook here. Another option actually also is to eliminate the knight. I could actually take out the knight with my rook, leaving myself with a knight, but he would then have two rooks. But if I do that, he will recapture with his bishop. If I knew he was going to recapture with his pawn, that would be a little bit more compensation. But bishop recaptures, nah. So, rook here, let's have a think. He can't go there and hit me. He can go there and hit me, right? But if he goes there and hits me, is rook g3 okay? But then does he move back and hit my rook again? Do we end up in a silly repeating pattern? Or is even king f2? Is that even a thought? Is king f2 a thought? Then he can't hit my king. I can then attack his knight, and he can't go there or there or there or there. With king here, I attack knight, he goes here. I don't know. Is there another option here? If he goes there, not really. Okay, let's also address this. Okay, we haven't got much time. I'm going to move the king. 5 minutes. We do have an increment, yes. I don't have to start pushing pawns up. I don't have to disturb this knight. This knight is fine where it is. Okay. Okay, I see your mind. So if I take him here, he's got rook here, and then the knight can move with a discovery. So now do I attack the knight? Pawn takes, the knight moves. Hang on, I go there. Knight can't move with check. So let's say pawn takes. I'm still hitting the knight. Knight has to move. Can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. Knight comes here. Okay. I think that's alright. I might even still centralise my king. I might even just shove my king back on g1. I want to maintain my 1 pawn advantage. Okay, he's run away. You have run away. Now if I take here, rook takes, king he move, rooks face off. It's not the end of the world. He takes, I'm in check. So, there we go. Now, big question. Where does my king want to go? I have 4 directions I can go in. He's got this, takes. This is okay. I can block with my knight, but then that can be hit by a pawn. You don't want to block a check because it automatically pins the piece by definition. So here is even a thought. Here is certainly a thought. There are no queens on the board, so it's less dangerous than it was. Let I'm inclined to move my king here. If I go here, no, let's just play it safe. I'm going to play it safe. Right, well, now we have tension on the open file. If he takes and I take, then I own the open file. My feeling is that the triple pawn islands is going to play a part later on, because quite honestly, it's all in my interest to simplify. And if I can build this pawn chain here, if I can trade off rooks, you know, it's all good. Okay, I'm just going to trade off rooks. He's going to take back. I'm going to put my rook here. I do not even care. Okay. And we accelerate towards an ending. But it's an ending which my opponent is going to struggle. Okay, I want to activate my bishop, so I'm going to start pushing here. It also prevents his king from coming in. I want to push this, I want to push this, I want to put this bishop here. Maybe putting pressure on this pawn, you know. This knight might come in here, putting pressure on these. Important question at this point is this more of a bishopy board or a knighty board? And I don't know the answer to that yet. If I push... Alright, I think I might want to push c pawn first. If I push here and he pushes, I'm getting a bit stuck. So I'm going to push c pawn first, so I've got c2 for my bishop. And then I'm probably quite happy to push that. And if takes and takes, then I've got good central pawnage. Okay, he's done that anyway. Now, if I take and take, I can't win the pawn, but I can put my bishop here, but I can put my bishop here anyway. If I take, his pawn has to take capture outwards too, and it's doubled. Doubled, isolated, and unhappy. Okay, I don't want to put my bishop here, do I? Nah, mate. Okay. I'd like to be defending this. Now, this pawn is my only isolated pawn, right? Oh, hang on. Hang on a moment. If I take... Oh, no, he's got knight takes. He's got knight takes, hasn't he? He's got knight takes, mate. Now, knight d4, hits bish, defends bish. And now it's just a case of not blowing the small advantage that I have. But it's a significant advantage, I feel. Now, he can attack that and I can't defend it. But I can go here and counterattack this pawn, which he, in turn, cannot defend. And that is one of the issues with these isolated pawns, you see. My only isolated pawn, and this comes with check. Right, so now we have a 3 and a 2 on my side. He has a 2, a 1, and a 1. Okay, I take opposition against his king. Prevents his, because my king has a force field around it, as does his. Okay. Now he's starting to move a bit quick. What's your game? I can't go there because knight takes. So I think we just start to apply pressure. If king goes here, I can slide over as well. I can't let his king in here. And then I'm just going to push and try and press my majority on this side of the board. All right. Now, where are you going? Where are you off to? His king can go here right now. If I give check and he comes in. Right, so my king can defend on this side. Right, his king is nice and active right now. I need to defend this pawn and then move these pawns up, right? So for that pawn to be defended, I want my knight. Oh, yeah, that works. There, maybe push. We are taking squares away from his king. Oh, no! Oh, no! It doesn't work, does it? You muppet, Hunty. Right, you see, you do all this hard work, and then I spaff it away in the ending. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Oh man. So I need to know, I need to do my sanity check. Look, I'm resigning. That's it. Terrible, 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 terrible. Until that point, I bet I was better the entire game. For some reason, I stop sanity checking and double checking when it comes into the ending, when time is short. Look at that. Okay, there's a blunder here. We're going to look at that. That was an obvious one. Okay, and at this point, I'm nearly plus 4. Okay, so here, okay, just simply king across, take the opposition again, prevent his king from coming in. Of course, and then my knight can come in, and you know, it's just hands down winning. But there you go. Look, we're here to learn. No brilliances. Let's look at this. So back to the start. Best move, as we said. That's not great because, okay, knight f3, and now I've got 2 attacks on e5, which I did not notice. And this is a blunder, because I should have just taken the pawn. Okay, and got a +3 advantage. Now we take the pawn, and that's it. And then, you know, quite honestly, the rest of it was all just grinding away until I just took my eye off the ball and gave away the entire game in one move. But that's what we're here to fix. Right? This is the point. But up until that point, I played an excellent game. It just goes to show. It's like, you know, like 9-ball pool. If you ever play 9-ball pool, you could put 8 balls. You could put the most amazing break together and really, really clever shots and put 8 balls and just mess up the last one, and your opponent can win with 1 shot if they put the 9. You know, that's how it works. But hey ho, we're here to learn. I'm here to help. I'm here to entertain you. Hope I have done that. I'll keep doing it. Thanks for watching. See you later.